no idea what I'm doing. No idea. No freaking idea what I'm doing. We back. For real this time. For real. For real this time. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? Good morning. Got our coffee early this morning. Got our 49er hat. Ooh. What I do with my this is extra good this morning. Oh boy. Y'all, we having a good Saturday morning. A good Saturday morning. Um we had a great time last night, y'all. A lot of great lives. Even this morning, on QB's live. I don't even know if QB is still live right now. I had got a series of phone calls, so I couldn't stay on QB's live. But shouts out to QB of the Midwest, doing a damn thing. Had a great live with him this morning. We had some great lives last night between Really BTV and Jaded Nerd and Mother Spill It Boy TV. There was some great lives going on last night, y'all. And it was just a good time last night. Not a lot of the beefing and all of that stuff. Just a good time. Um, was had by all. Just a good time, had by all. So yes, y'all chat it up. Chat it up. Hold on. Am I not seeing the chat? Hold on. Oh, there we go. So yes. Hey now. I don't know who's all up in here. Y'all know, listen, I called Spectrum early this morning. Early this morning. And I told them, listen, y'all got till about 5, 6 o'clock this afternoon in order to have the internet back up and functional. If not, we gonna raise all kind of. I told them I am canceling my subscription or whatever. My canceling my whole account. I don't got this kind of energy to keep struggling. The struggle is real when you got to try to am I dark? Or so I don't know what's going on with the lighting. Man, cause maybe that's why. Hold on. The lighting is bad right there, but I don't know why it's dark on that side. Like over here, I'm dark. Over here, maybe if I move it like that or like that. I don't know. Anyway, we there were some things that people brought up in the chat yesterday that they wanted me to talk about today, and we might do that. We might be inclined to do that. We might be inclined to do that. So, I think I'm having problems seeing the chat. Can I get a quick Shondo in the room? Because I don't know if I'm actually seeing the chat or not. I'm trying to see. Oh, that's why that's okay. It's not dark. All right, I see what that is. So, am I even live? That's a good question. Hmm. Let's see something here. Hey everybody. Hey MSA Academy. Um, hey Fifi. Good morning, Shondo. But yeah, we gonna have of course we're gonna laugh like we always do because I love to laugh. But we're gonna get into Um, we're gonna learn a little bit, get into some discussions, talk it out. Yes. So, but yeah, I was over. It looked like QB is still live, and I try to be respectful. I try not to go live when people who I enjoy are live. But I didn't know QB was gonna be live this morning, and y'all know me. Normally Saturday mornings, I'm usually live. Like this is normal for me to go live like around this time. So I didn't want to, and I had to get off because I got a series of phone calls. I had some stuff that I had to handle, with my mom and everything. So, um, I am still dealing with that. She's recovering, just so you know, my mom is still recovering, but I had to handle some business with that. And then I got a couple other phone calls that I had to make, so I had to get off his live. But um I did not know that um he would still be on live when I came on. So my bad. Anyway, y'all, because he was in there talking about Jericho. That's what I call that young man, Jericho. I don't call him Riri. I don't call him Riche. He'll be Jericho. And Jericho, honey, that young man, because the walls will come tumbling down like Jericho. Child, we don't feature her around here, but it was so funny. They would talk about him and his antics. Oh, I didn't even know I had that scar. Where that scar came from? Lord. Don't you hate when you like find random scars on yourself? I found a random scar. Like, really? Anyway, y'all, this coffee is extra good today. Extra good. Shouts out to the people who, and I know they're probably not on this live. So me and Really BTV, we were talking this morning. We were talking about how I was telling her how when you make wide range of videos. And so y'all know I do live. I'll be in people's chats or whatnot. But my reviews, I have a different segment of the population. Hey, lovable Denver, Shondo, good morning. Um, that watch certain videos, like, and so my people who are coming to my channel for David Makes Man videos, because there's nobody really that is reviewing it. I only know of four people who consistently review it. Myself, Really BTV, um, Ebby Reviews, and Tasha C TV. And we're the only ones that I know that consistently. And I mean, AfterBuzz also does it as well, but AfterBuzz does everything. Does all TV shows, so they're doing it as well. But so it's interesting that when I be in the comment section, because people be really going in on those videos. So shouts out to those people who watch that review of that show, because they be going in on the comment section in that show, and I really enjoy the banter and the back and forth and the conversations that we have. So y'all, this morning, one of our topics, y'all put out, if it's something y'all want me to talk about now, y'all can put it in the comments. Let me know, because I'm here for it. But one of the topics that we hey Nappy Chow, good morning. Good morning, Shondo. Good morning. Yeah, we are drinking our coffee this morning. And you got to keep coffee in like something like this because it'll stay warm for like 5 hours. It'll stay hot for 5 hours. So anyway, but I know that our topic this morning was, I forgot who it was. I think it was Summitris. Anyway, one of the people in the chat wanted me to talk about, and we talked about it on a previous live, but wanted me to go through it again because I said I wasn't gonna go and try and find that live and make it back public. Um, the whole come on, hazelnut flavor in your coffee. One of the things that they wanted to talk about was how the whole black gay men versus straight gay women originated and started, and some of the history behind that. And specifically because you talk about what people are reporting on the news and the stuff and what they call the YouTube streets or whatever. And in this sector, as they like to call it, you do see a lot of back and forward between black gay men and straight black women. And so they wanted, and I talked about the fact that we had discussed that and we really parceled that out. So that's a discussion that we will be having this morning. So we'll have that discussion this morning, and I'll go over some of the history and things that I know and that I've learned and things. And I definitely want you all to be vocal and active in this conversation in this live, so that hey Domi, Domi, you might know some stuff about it too. And anybody, not just Domi, anybody, if you have some history about this, or as we talk about the different um parts of the history of how this derived and how this came to be, please add to the conversation, because I don't want this to be a one-sided conversation. I don't want this just to be me bloviating on about this. I do want this to be a true conversation, so that everybody can add to it and we can all grow, learn, and the more you know. So, all right. So let's talk about this. Before we start, let's start off right. Let everybody put a quick Shondo in the hashtag Shondo in the chat. So I know we all here. Even my people that might be in the bushes. Don't get bit by them ants in the bushes. Now, when you hide in the bushes, you get bit by ants. Don't get bit by too many of them ants hiding in the bushes. Hiding in them there bushes. I can't y'all, I can't see. I'm not actually on YouTube itself. I'm using one of these apps because Spectrum still hasn't come and fixed my internet, and so I don't know. Even if I don't even know how many people in the room or anything like that, because I can't see like the stuff that I would normally see from YouTube. Country, that's where I get my men's. Come on, men's. Ciao. So when you talk about, okay, thank you, Nappy Child. So that means we got people in the bushes. Hey, Felita girl, Shondo. Um, People get mad when I say this, but most of the beef we have in America between segments of the black population was orchestrated. And I'm not a hotep. I don't want y'all to think I'm one of them hoteps or nothing like that, because I'm not by any stretch of the imagination. Hey, Ebony, Shondo, but it was orchestrated by those people emanating from the Caucasus Mountains. Okay, I'm just telling you what I know. So you got to go back to our roots. When we go back to Africa, many of the African countries, way back in some of our more ancient times, certainly before the colonizers came. Hey, really, BTV. Um, Certainly before the colonizers came, many of those ancient African civilizations were matriarchal. They were not patriarchal. They were matriarchal. And in those matriarchal societies, the villages was where the women stayed. The women stayed in the villages. The men were nomadic. Okay? Women had a communal relationship, and they raised the children in the villages. They did the hunting and gathering and cooking and everything. They had their own you know system of rules and governance and all of that stuff. So what happened is with the men being nomadic, the only time in those many of those matriarchal civilizations, the only time the men came in town was during certain times of the year that was where they had certain ceremonies where the men would come in so that they could impregnate the women, so they could procreate and make children. Other than that, the men were out being nomadic. They were, living off the land, having sex with each other. So homosexuality between both the men and the women was a part of their life, period. You had the women that were living in the towns and they loved on each other as well. You had the men that were being nomadic, and when they would run into each other, they would, do the do, because instinctually, you could say what you want to say. Sex is a part of us as a species. We're just a part of who we are as a species. So you got to get one out. If you are a man, you go long enough without ejaculating, guess what will happen to you? You will have a wet dream, and your body will say, hey, you don't want to handle it, I'll handle it for you. And it's going to come out. So, oh, he is cute. I forgot. He lived next door with your little FedEx uniform on. I'm sorry, y'all. I got distracted. Anyway, so this is going back to ancient times, okay? There was no issue. The men knew what the women were doing. The women knew what the men were doing. There was no beef. There was no problem. The men came in town. They did the do with the women. They got the women pregnant. And they procreated and so forth. And men went back to doing what they were doing. Women went back to doing what they were doing. There was no problem. There wasn't this big stigma against homosexuality. And see, people like to make it like, oh, Africa is latent with homosexuality from the inception of civilization. No, that came into the African diaspora because of the colonizers, not because of how it was originally. Hey, Mariah Whitney, I noticed you only be in my chats on the weekend, Mariah Whitney. Mariah Whitney, get your life in order, because you be missing Thursday happy hour. I know you be probably tired from work, but you got to come in on Thursday happy hour sometimes, Mariah Whitney. You be missing everything. Anyway, so in comes the colonizers. What did the colonizers do? They come and snatch us up and bring us over to North America. Now, what happened is this. These the colonizers inserted their way of living into our existence. They wiped out all of our culture, religion, language, everything, and forced what they believed on us. They believed in marriage and one man, one woman. And a lot of the African civilizations did not believe in that, but that's what they believed. So what they would do is they would force black men and black women to be together, to marry and be together for the purpose of continuing procreating, continuing to have more slaves that they could have. And so what happened during the days of slavery, I can't even remember that. That's how. Child. Get it together, Mariah Whitney. I'm sorry, Mariah Whitney. Mariah Whitney threw me off. Anyway, and you never gave me a update on the white boy. We'll get there later, Mariah Whitney. So anyway, y'all, what happened is this: by them forcing these couples to get together, sometimes unwillingly, um, the black man became protection for that woman, because you had women were getting beat, women were getting raped, black women were having all kinds of atrocities happen to them, and so they needed the protection of that black man in the household to keep them and protect them from getting killed, to keep and protect their kids from getting killed. And so by them, so a couple things came into play that started some of what ended up coming this rift between black gay men and black straight women. It started dually. One was because when they forced Christianity on our people, they preached and believed that homosexuality was vile, it was abominable, it was one of the worst sins that could ever be committed. That's what they taught. Okay? So that's the one side. The other side of it is this: the black females at that time, because of this need for that protection and this need for protection of the children and the family and the household, if anything took the man away or caused the man to not be there to provide that protection, then that was a threat to their life. Not just the relationship, but to their life just in general. So when you have men who may have been homosexual and may have wanted to go out and be with their lover or be with another man, what would happen is this: that woman saw it as abandonment of the family, and not just abandonment of the family, but it was seen as, okay, you are putting my life in danger because I'm not sure if white man master gonna come and try to do something to us again, and I don't have this protection that I wanted, that I need right now. So you have that duality. So as slavery became more rampant, the Christian faith became more embedded into the black culture and the black civilization. Um, Much more of the homosexuality being wrong became a real thing. Like it was a real thing. Okay. So you got transitioning out of slavery, okay? You going into Jim Crow laws now. Now you have women's suffrage. So now, even though they might be free, women were not afforded a lot of the same opportunities that men were. And so a lot of jobs were not available to women, um, which meant that there was limit. They were limited. A lot of jobs weren't available to black men at that time. So there were even less that were available to black women. So there was this still need for women to have black men. Um, I don't know who Lord. Hey, Lord Jesus, I'm me. Anyway, um, but you had this need for black women to still have men to be there and be that protection, because there was a lot going on with Jim Crow laws. There was a lot still going on with being able to make money and have a livelihood. So they needed that. And anything that called into question that role that black men played, which would have been homosexuality, was frowned upon. Um, don't even feed into it, Mariah Whitney. Don't even feed into it. Um, so what happens is this: between that and also homosexuality being heavily detested within the church, okay, within the black church and in Christianity, there was this disdain. There was nothing about homosexuality that was right. It went against their religious belief. It hurt the financial well-being of the black family. That's just how it. That's just how it was deemed. So then, moving forward, you start to get to a point where black people around the early 1900s, when black people started to form their own cities, have their own neighborhoods, build and cultivate their own place in America, like Black Wall Street, and every major city has a section of that major cities that was authentically created by black people. And if you go back in the early 1900s, between late 1800s and about 1950, around that 50-year period, you got where these there were vibrant black communities. And so when you had these vibrant black communities, you know, the Harlems of the world, down here in Miami, you had the Overtown section. And all of these vibrant black communities, they started to get more into fashions. They started to get more into culture and the arts and things like that. Theater and writing and dance. And if you know anything about what I just talked about, black gay men were always there. We were there in the arts, we're there in fashion, we're there in politics, we are there in every field of human endeavor. Okay? We are there. So what happens is this: black gay men have always had respect for straight black women. Always. Always. They black gay men have always wanted to not all of them, but many of them love the best things of straight black women. The fact that they are strong, the fact that they are proud, the fact that their body is pronounced, they are curvaceous, the fact that they are, you know, just beautiful, that the whole human race comes out of them. So you would often see in these worlds of fashion or these worlds of dance and theater, you would always see the black gay men always doing everything to make the black gay women, hey Betty White, um, to pump them up, to make them look more beautiful, to make them be, you know, more, get more limelight and so forth and so on. So while there was this hate and disdain for the black gay man, the black gay man still was doing everything they could to uplift, to help, to advocate for, to all of those verbs that you want to infuse in there. They were there. Um, and I can call out a couple names of people, prominent gay men who during that time period were responsible for a lot of great things. You got the Bayard Rustins of the world, the Langston Hugheses of the world, the James Baldwins of the world. These people, um, oh, no problem, Betty White. You know, red is my thing. It's for my fraternity and everything. Red is my thing, even though my favorite color is green. So, um, we were always there, but there was always this latent hatred always underneath the surface. Always underneath the surface. Um, so then you fast forward to why do I read Mariah Whitney's comments? Lord. Anyway, y'all, we'll fast forward to getting more to modern times. So we starting late 20th century. You start to see us as black gay men no longer being in the background, but forcing the issue and saying, no, we're not going to be in the background. We don't care if you hate us. We are going to push through. And so some of our pioneers in the black gay world started to push through. Many of our trans women, many of our other black gay pioneers, they pushed through and said, nope, we're going to push the issue. We will be seen. You're not going to push us into the background. So what happened is this. This is where a lot of, there's two time periods where it really started to ramp up this beef between the two sectors. The first time was during late 60s all the way through to the 80s or so, when black gay men said, nope, I'm not going to let myself not be noticed. And you started to see a lot more black gay men becoming a lot more visible, okay? And what happened was black gay men started to climb to prominence, but unfortunately, the black straight women did not start to get the same level of prominence and or respect. They still were being pushed back and pushed down and pushed back into the shadows. And so you couple, and I'll just put it out there, there was a bit of jealousy there. And you would expect that there would be a little bit of jealousy there. That coupled with this still latent, inherent in Christianity hate for homosexuality. And so that said, girl, I don't like you. And then, girl, if you don't like me, well, I don't like you either. Straight black women said, oh, I don't care for you. Straight black men said, well, if you don't like me, you better be damn skippy. I can't stand your stinking ass either. That happened. Then you top stack on top of that the 90s. What happened during the 90s? The 90s is when the whole DL thing came. The DL thing came. Because it wasn't enough that back in the 80s, black gay men were getting killed. I mean, it was the genocide of black gay men through the AIDS epidemic. That was a whole genocide, okay? And white gay men too, but we're not talking about them right now. You had that where the black women started to get the disease and started to die from the disease. And then the whole narrative got pushed. Oh, it's because of the gay men and the DL gay men, and they're the ones who are giving all black women AIDS, and black women are dying because of DL gay men. And now black women need to be angry with gay men because they are DL. And see, what they did not say, but what they were insinuating was, oh, it's the gay black men that are giving the DL masculine gay black men the disease, and they're transferring that to the black straight women, and that's how black straight women are dying from AIDS. That was the narrative that was going on in the 90s. So you couple that with all of this stuff that we've been talking about in history. We went all the way back to Africa. So we're stacking, I mean, the shit pile just starts to stack on top of each other. So that period during the 90s where there was this DL phenomenon that was going on, that was the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. That was the proverbial, okay. Because remember, we went all the way back to slavery times, but we talked about homosexuality may have been involved with the livelihood or the black women perhaps dying because they were the protection for those women in slavery times. Now we're back in that same vein where now you're killing us off because you're giving us AIDS and HIV. So that's where a lot of that stemmed from. Now, and this is where I really want to see what y'all have to say, because I'm about to say some stuff that's not popular. Just going to preface by saying that. Okay, so in this information age in the 21st century, I've noticed, well, see, black straight women learned a lot of things from black gay men in terms of fashion, poise, grace, how to walk, how to be a lady. Just being honest. Just being honest. And that was okay for me. I didn't have no problem because that wasn't my world. I wasn't trans. I didn't really hang with the trans girls. I had no problem with the trans, but I didn't really hang with the trans girls. I didn't hang with the femme gays either. So it did not bother me when in my younger days, when I was a little boy or when I was first getting into the gay scene, late 90s, early 2000s, when that happened, that they would do that because it ain't bothered me. When I started to really, and I'm going to say as a black gay man, when some of my side eyes and looking at straight black women started, it wasn't until around the time when you started to see a lot of reality shows, especially based in Atlanta, where let's be honest. No, let's go back, Betty White. Black gay men, especially a lot of the trans girls, in terms of the fashion sense, they deferred back to the European um looks in terms of the women and how they looked and how they how they would do that. Yes. They definitely and so they would teach the black straight women what that was all about and how to have that more European look. That's what happened with that. But I'm gonna tell y'all where my um issue came in. My issue came when I started to hear the straight black women that had the same venom and vitriol for us black gay men started to use our lingo and use our language. And that's when and this happened, I would say about, what is it, 2009, maybe started about 15 years ago, if I can remember. 15 years ago is when I started to really notice. I was like, did she just say on top? Wait, that's ours. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you see white people and they have the black vernacular because maybe they grew up around a lot of black people. And so when you hear them talk, they sound just like black people. And you be like, wait a minute. That ain't yours. That's ours. And so I was kind of the same way. Like I told you, it didn't bother me when they, you know, emulated black gay men and their fashion sense or, the way that they were put together that way. But when they started to take our lingo, and I was all about the lingo, I knew the lingo, and I started to look and I was like, wait a minute. That's ours. And I said, and so I'm gonna tell you when it really bothered me. What upset me was, see, I like for my straights to be straight and my gays to be gay in terms of men. And what bothered me was, so now you had black straight women that was using our language, our lingo, all of our vernacular on television for all the world to see. And then black straight men started to use that same lingo and vernacular. And I was like, wait a damn minute. Like, I don't know. Wait, no, I am confusion. Now I'm like, David, when he says I am homophobia, I am confusion. If you don't know where that comes from, type in YouTube, I am confusion, and you'll see the little white lady who is screaming, I am confusion, I am confusion. Hilarious video. Anyway, I was like, cause I remember the first time I saw one of my straight male students, and I knew he was straight. He straight as a door. He still is now. He's grown now, married with kids, but he's straight. And I forgot what he said. Like when people started saying what's he, and what's he has been a phrase going way back to the 60s and 70s, but that was always ours. That was our language. When people started talking about, just certain things in the lingo that I started to hear. And so when that was when I first started to say, now wait a damn minute. Y'all over here can't stand our monkey asses, but you over here stealing our language. Y'all, I don't know. What y'all think about that? Because I've been talking for a long time, y'all. I ain't even reading. What y'all typing? Now straight women get tips from gay men, but they made it better. That's hot. Not y'all, but that's the life. Everything is better with time. What are some of the key terms in vernacular? I'm not paying you no mind, Mariah Whitney. Child, we all borrow from each other. Get over it. No, I'm over it now. Shonda, I am over it now. But y'all, that was when I first started to say, now wait a minute. Why the hell are they using? I'm over it now. It is what it is. I mean, the toothpaste is out of the tube. Now you can't shove it back in now. Y'all don't pay Mariah Whitney no mind. Mariah Whitney, listen, y'all can say what y'all want to say. Mariah Whitney been rocking with me on this page, I should say, since way back. So Mariah Whitney, is okay for me. I just have to stop reading Mariah Whitney. So for all my new people, Mariah Whitney goes back. Mariah Whitney is original. For this page, I should say, not my old page. So anyway, I mean, so now you have this sector of YouTube. This sector of YouTube. And black women, for all intents and purposes, gravitate toward black straight women gravitate toward black gay men. Period. It is what it is. They gravitate toward us. And if you really have black gay men make up a small segment of the population. True black gay men. But there's some posers out there. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. We make up a small segment of the population. Which is why most black gay men, if they are on, and when they are on, they're infectious. There's magnetism with black gay men. I don't care. You can argue all you want. You get a black gay man and he's on, there's magnetism there. You cannot take your eyes off of him. He's comical. He has great timing. He's comedic. Even if he ain't the cutest thing in the world, there's something about a black gay man when they are on and they are going in, you can't help but sit there and be like, I like him. And so it's infectious. And so black straight women, as much as they may not like it, gravitate toward black gay men. Period. So when you look at most of the subscribership of many of the people in this sector, it is a lot of women. Now, I'm going to say this, and this is going to become really unpopular, but I don't care. How do I put this delicately? Hold on, let me take a sip. Hold on. Now, the mark of a good, no, I'm not, scratch that word. I didn't mean to say good. That just felt like I didn't, God, I didn't mean to say good. There are different segments of the black gay population. You got your femmes, you got your masculine, you got your in-betweens, your butch bunnies, you got your butch bunnies, and then you got your I mean everything in between. You know what I'm saying? All in between. Hey Volvo. So many of the people who you see the black gay women gravitating toward are femme gay. Femme gay. Because they have things in common. What I enjoy a chat like mine from last night, where it's not just filled with the women, but you got the men in there. Because in my life, I've always had way more male friends, way more straight male friends than I've ever had gay male friends, and then I've ever had straight women friends. That's what it is. And so if you look at some of the individuals that are the big names and that are very popular, I don't even know if I should go down this road, dear Lord. Do Jesus and do him well. I'm just going to say you do have it heavy laden with the black straight women. So a black gay male has a tongue like a sword. It's sharp. It attacks. unconsciously, sometimes unmercifully. And if you don't, and it's not even about having thick skin, because having thick skin means that, okay, I don't get the cut. No, you got to have more than thick skin to deal with a good black gay man. You got to have sutures. You know what I'm saying? You got to have sutures, staples, and you got to have stitches to stitch and sew yourself back up, because they ain't just trying to cut, they trying to slice you. A black gay man's tongue will slice you open, and you gonna need sutures, staples, and all kind of other stuff to mend yourself back together. That's what you got to really have. And if you are not prepared for that, you will quickly get offended. And then when you quickly get offended, this person has gone on to say something else about somebody else. You still over here in your feelings, and now you want to go back and forward. And that's a losing battle. I'm just going to be very honest. That is a losing. There is very, 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 very few women that can truly compete with the tongue of a black gay male when he wants to go there. That doesn't come out popular. That doesn't come out nice. But it is what it is. I could make the same. I'll parallel it to sports. There's very few white men that can compete with black men in a lot of sports arenas. Not saying all, but very few. I'm just saying. And let me get back in these comments and see what y'all saying, because I'm probably missing some stuff. Oh, you'd like to discuss the word sissy and its meaning? I disagree. Well, maybe voice wise. What did you disagree with, Mariah Whitney? I don't know. I don't even know if I should be reading Mariah Whitney, dear God. I thought the word sissy meant wimp. It didn't. I didn't know it had anything to do with sexual preference. A girl or a guy can be a sissy if they're wimps. I agree. It has synonymous with wimps. Interesting. But you don't really hear girls called sissy. Straight people can be sissies too. The word sissy has morphed. It's morphed. Because sissy was not originally. Well, it's going through iterations, I should say. Because you do have the word sissy that in some of the original origins meant that it was people would call their sister sissy. Girls would say that to their sisters and say, "Oh, hey, sissy," because that was their sister. Sissy was always meant to reference someone's sister originally. And so it was meant to reference a girl. What would happen is if a boy, sissy was started off being a term when it started to go more toward their orientation. It started off as a term to get little boys not to act feminine. So, because they knew that term was thrown at maybe their sister, and girls would call each other sissy, they would tell a boy, "Don't be a sissy," so that he wouldn't be acting like his sister and things like that, or so that he wasn't acting feminine. And so that way, it originally was used to try to stop boys from acting feminine. And so it started to be used as a term, and when you started to talk about femme gays, not necessarily trans, but exceptionally feminine gay men were called sissies as well, because a lot of the exceptionally effeminate gays do have the boyish looks, and they have definite feminine features, but they're not trans, but may have feminine features and boyish features as well. And so that term got used for them. And then once that term sissy came synonymous with the effeminate gay male or effeminate male, then it became synonymous with, because those men often had boyish featuristics, very feminine featuristics. They a lot of times often were slender. That was the original in its inception when they started to make it mean that they were small, they were slight, they were slim, they were. I can't tell you how many times I was called sissy in my life, dear God. But it became synonymous with, okay, so they're small, so they must be weak, they must be wimps, they're playing sports, they're getting dirty, so they're weak, they're wimps. And a lot of times they would perpetuate this stereotype and be like, that's too heavy. Sometimes the gays, we don't play it up for you. You want us to be gay? Okay, girl, I'm going to be gay. And they would do it. It is what it is. And so that term became synonymous with being weak and being a wimp. So then it morphed again to anybody could be called a sissy. It just meant that you were weak. It was the same thing with the word punk. Punk was the same thing. In the black community, though. In the black community. We're keeping it in our community, though. Let me see what y'all said in this good chat, Lord. Come on, morphed. And it's morphing. Sissy's a bad term. Is sissy a bad term in 2019? That's a good question. Hey, Betty White, Shondo. Hey, we learn over here. Sissy attacks gender norms. F-bomb attacks sexuality. However, for a lot of people, unfortunately, mistake gender and sexuality. And that's right. But words are just words, sticks and stones. I don't know about that. I've said for a long time, words hurt way worse than sticks and stones. Way worse. I wonder if a 19th century dandy boy would still be a sissy. Sister means she's weak. But you got to think about the gender, what people thought. And when I talked about the original term, we're going back to way back when there were gender norms and women were supposed to be the weaker sex and women were supposed to be weaker. And so, yes, your sister was supposed to be weaker than your brother. That was what was the gender norms at that time. Now, it's a lot of women out here I ain't getting in the streets and we're dealing with because I'm not going to let you beat me up. It's some women that will beat me down. Just saying. Child, I can't be getting beat up. Can't get my face all beat up for y'all. Oh, y'all. Interesting discussions, y'all. Interesting discussion. You know, I'm just trying to think. Can it be reclaimed? I don't know that we ever tried to own that word sissy. I don't think that the gays ever tried to own that word sissy. Child. Child. Um Child, y'all saw I had a whole troll up in here a little while ago, child. We don't feature them, honey. Stay in the bushes. We have a good time over here. Anyway, listen. The gays, there's hate amongst the gay world. The gay child. And that's why I be like, gay women, y'all talk about, and James Caldwell says it all the time. Y'all talk about women hating on the gays. Hell, y'all can't do nothing to the gay men that gay men ain't even doing worse to themselves. Cause the hatred that gay men have for each other sometimes. How you think reading got started? Go back to the history of reading, baby. Child. Blair White. I don't even know if I know who Blair White is. Who's Blair White? I don't know. I don't know. What is the deal with bottom shaming? Why is calling someone a bottom a bad thing? When I first started in the gay scene back in the day, I identified as a total bottom, complete and total bottom back then. Not so much now. But this was late 90s. Um, Back then, saying you were a bottom was like saying that you had a debilitating disease. Like you had the scarlet letter. And I would kind of get mad. And I lived in my truth. I've always been the type that said, and because I would be like, okay, if it's no bottoms, what you gonna do? Just sword fight all the time? I mean, what you gonna stick it in? Just saying. And so, and I knew people were bottoming, but bottom goes to being seen as weaker. And so that's what I'm saying. Even amongst the gay world, they buy into some of these norms as much as that's an oxymorons, the LGBTQIA buying into gender stereotypes and norms. Same things happens. So by you being a bottom, you are seen as the weaker of the two. Okay? Um, and so there was this shaming that, oh, you letting him dig in your booty. If anything, it's do you know how do you know what phenomenal strength you have to bottom in the black gay world? Because let me be honest with you. Hey, we about to go left. Let me just be honest. And y'all, we only got about a good 10 minutes left because we got to get off for swipe left. Because I know James going to be doing, well, hopefully James is doing swipe left today. But we all got to watch swipe left. Anyway, let's just be honest. If they did a poll, the dicks are bigger amongst black gay men than they are black straight men. Just gonna be honest. By and large, as a whole, the dicks are bigger in the black gay world than they are in the black straight world. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So more often than not, you're dealing with motherfuckers that's working with something. Do you know the phenomenal courage, strength you have to take a whole ass penis up your rectum? I'm just being honest. baby, baby shark do. There takes a phenomenal amount of strength and bravery and courage to take a penis up your rectum. Okay? Oh. Because the first time you do that and your whole body feel like it's on fire, you rethink life. You be rethinking life. It takes a lot. And then you have, not only are you probably dealing with somebody who got a nice slab of beef, then this motherfucker wants to just go in and go ham. Just go in and go ham. Because let's be honest, gay men are all size queens. They would not admit it, but all gay men are size queens. They all are. Hey, Monk Chip, Shondo, all of them, they're size queens. They want it big, they want it long. They don't want nothing little. You not gonna make it in the gay world if you ain't got a nice slab of beef. I'm just telling you what I know. Child, Betty White. That's what I said. Betty White. Them first couple times that you have sex up the anus, there's no pleasure. I don't think I got round to about, I don't even remember what time I was on, but I know them first few times, there was never any pain. It was certainly pillow biting and all of that involved. It was like, ooh. And you would read these stories like back in the day, like you read your Elin Harris, your James Earl Hardy books, and all of this stuff, and you would be like, ooh, well, it's supposed to feel good at some point. So I'll wait for it to feel good. Baby, I would be like, well, when is it gonna start feeling good? I just feel pain. God, when is it gonna start feeling good? And it wasn't until I got with someone who took their time and they were like, no, I want you to feel good just like I feel good. And some of the elders taught me some of the tricks of the trade of how to make it feel good and what to do and how to do this and how to move that way and how to tell him to do this and how to move it that way. Because all men don't know how to fuck. Listen, let's just be honest. Some of these men, they just want to ram it in and just get to going. They want to get straight to the applause. No, ma'am. There's a couple things. Let me teach some of these tops how to be tops. Some of these men's how to go up the anus. Okay? In order for successful anal sex, I don't know how we have gone left, y'all. I don't know how. First, you have to have a man that can keep it up. You got to be able to keep your dick hard. If you cannot keep your dick hard, this ain't gonna work out, okay? Why do you have to keep your dick hard? Because depending on the person, if they have walls, Lord, you can't just ram up in there. It takes some time. You got to work that thing in there. You can't just, I'm just pushing through, push through, bitch. No, ain't no push through, bitch. Bitch, you got to work it in there. And so you got to be able to keep the penis hard. Because what will ruin anal sex is a soft penis. First of all, you ain't gonna try to meat pack that in there. No, you ain't gonna try. You know how they try to do. They try to hold the base of the penis and shove it in. That ain't happening in the anus. That might happen in the cooch. It ain't happening in the anus like that. Not if you got walls, baby. Push as you must, baby. It's not happening, honey. Okay? So you have to keep it hard and you have to be able to work it in. You work it in. You work it in. Centimeter, I didn't say inch, centimeter by centimeter. And then sometimes for the girls that are newer to anal sex and not prepared, okay? Sometimes once you get it in a good month, I ain't even said the whole thing. Let's say you get half of it in. If you get half of it in, sometimes you just got to let it sit there for a little bit and let that girl get used to it. Let the walls kind of get used to having it in there and, expand a little bit. Don't just go to thrusting because you done got it in. Let it sit there for a little bit. That's why I say you got to be able to keep your dick hard so that the walls can get used to it. And then after that, now you can start to, go at it. Now you can work it. Because once it gets used to it and you kind of get open, now we can get somewhere you can start to get the going. But you'll just push through. Like, girl, where you going? Bitch, you trying to rip my whole insides up. Girl, you trying to rip my whole insides up. Well, I'm not talking about the anus. I'm talking about women's vaginas. When I'm saying they might be able to pack it into the vagina. God, I ain't going in no anus like that, honey. Oh, it's not happening in the cooch either? Come on, lovable Denver. Ain't happening in the cooch either? Come on now. Yeah, I'm sure you just can't do that. And so, if you listen, they make drugs for that nowadays. Go and take you a good Viagra, Cialis, or go on down to the corner store and buy the little pills they sell at the corner. What is it, Rhino or something like that? They have little pills that you can buy at the corner store at the gas station. And those things keep your dick hard for like a whole week or so. Child, I messed around. One of my friends say, we was going on an adventure. He was like, we gonna take a pill. So I said, I ain't never taken one of these before. Baby, this was a few years ago. Baby, I took one of the pills and every time the wind blew, every time I was getting hard. It ain't make no sense. It ain't make no sense. So, I was like, ooh. And quick story. I remember I have a podium or lectern in my class. Baby, when I tell you that whole week I was either sitting at my desk or Because I have a stool behind the lectern or behind that good lectern. Because I was like, if the wind blows, something gonna happen. And we don't have all this carrying on in my class. Nope. We gonna sit right behind it. I used to have the kids come up to the board, come up here and write this on the board. Because I ain't getting up to write nothing that week, baby. I was like, oh, Jesus, Lord. Child. I was like, God, what is going on? I didn't know what was like. Needless to say, I'm not taking one of those pills since then. They sure work, honey, because baby, I was like, oh. I mean, I don't have no problems getting it up. So when I did that, because he was like, yeah, we're going to take this and we're going to be, it's just going to stay up all night. So I say, child, let me try it. Because I didn't believe it was going to work. I was like, child, this shit ain't going to work. I was like, child, baby, for the next week, okay? For the next week. Child. Betty White said her vagina could take more than her ass can. Come on now. Oh, Lord. What happened to Lovable Denver? I'm not even in. I don't even know what happened to Lovable Denver, y'all. Child, I ain't taking no more than pills, honey. Child. That was years ago. That was about 3 years ago, maybe. Baby. Oh. Child, but what we talking about? Really be is mother doing swipe left today? Really be? And VS was going in about me and Deshaun. What VS don't know is Deshaun been in my chats and been on my channel in my lives way back from when I first started doing lives. From when I first started doing lives, Deshaun been in my lives. So when it was only like 3 of us in here, Deshaun been in my lives since then. Back when, and Mariah Whitney can tell you because Mariah Whitney been in my lives since back in the day when there was only like 2 or 3 of us in here. Because I don't want to be on here if mother is doing swipe down. Anyway. I have pulled you into the web of foolishness. Child, I'm not into the web of foolishness, but they be trying. Child, VS had a whole 15-minute rant about me. And I was like, wait a minute. She's supposed to be reviewing the gentleman's panel, and she done went in 15 minutes on me. How the fuck did I get in this shit? I ain't even on the gentleman's panel. Anyway. Come on, standing up for the cooch. Come on now. Child. But yeah, I ain't letting them drag me off the porch. You know our channel is not about that kind of stuff. We stay over here and we learn and we laugh. We laugh. Child. But baby, I hate to ask it, but I'm going to ask you anyway. You know I'm going to ask you anyway. Put a 1 if you've ever done anal and took it up the anus. Just put a 1 because I got a question for y'all. Put a 1 in the chat if you are brave enough to do it. Because most women have tried it, at this point. If you got a husband, a boyfriend, whatever, even women have tried the anal, even if it's just from watching porn. Not a half Bobo. Y'all are silly. Y'all are silly as hell. Come on, try it. Now, okay. So, did you not feel like your whole body was on fire that first time when he tried to stick it in? And baby, your whole, it's like lightning shot up your back. And you was like, ah! It looked real cute on the porn. You saw it on the porn. People had talked about it. You read about it in a book or somewhere. And you watched it somewhere. You were like, me and my husband, we gonna try it tonight. Baby, you had to prepare. You had to got tips from somebody. And you was like, okay, good, I'm gonna clean myself out. Make sure I'm good down there. We gonna get it going. You was all happy about it too. Baby, that young man, he was excited too. He was like, ooh, my baby finna give me something like, You was excited. He was excited. All parts were excited. Baby, he so much as got the tip in. Tell me you even feel like your body was on fire. Tell me you even feel something shoot up your spine and you like, ah! I'll wait. Y'all tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying now. Tell me it ain't happened. Mm, baby, if you didn't, honey, if you didn't, I'm either side eyeing your walls or I'm side eyeing the size of your man's penis. Something finna get side eyed. Okay. Child. Come on, clenching. Hey, Rebel. Hey now, baby, when I tell you, when that fire shot up my back, and I was like, no, this is not what's up. This is not what's up, baby. I mean, I'm a professional now. Now I know how to take it now. Now I'm a professional. Let's do it. Hey, Rebel, let's do it. You ain't hit me up in my DMs either, Rebel, because I need to see what's going on. Hit me up in my DMs. Really, B, can you put my Instagram and my Cash App in the chat for me? My Cash App and my Instagram is the same. Can you put that in the chat for me? Really, B, my mod. Child, I'm telling you, I was screaming Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, Lord God. Baby, that first time, and listen, my first boy, the one who's in the story, my first story time, how it all started. He has larger I still don't think to this day I've ever been with anybody or even seen anybody except for maybe Julio Gomez on porn. That's penis is as big as his. Definitely never took it. Any penis as big as it. But child, with the way that fire shot up my back, baby. Oh Lord. I mean, my head hit the headboard. Boom. I was like, I had to get up off that thing, baby. We had to get up off that thing real fast. He was like, wait, no, hold on. No, ain't no wait, no, hold on, nothing. You wait and hold the fuck on. Fuck. Y'all, I couldn't take it. I'm a little guy, okay? I'm little. Can't be taking all that. Lord. Jesus. Hmm. Lord. That was back in my younger days. Now, now, let me tell you. Now we are here for it. All of it. Let me see what y'all typing. Let me see what y'all typing. Rebel looks like he keeps a clean kitchen. You keep it clean down there, Rebel? You shave down there? Oh, you talk about his real kitchen. Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about like he shaved down under. Oh, okay. My bad. Y'all know my mind, my brain, God, y'all know my brain. Child, tighten right, tighten right. I don't like a man who shaves down there. Like I like my men to look like men and not like little boys. So I need to see some pubic hair down there. I'm just saying. That's just my preference. I mean, if you shave, I guess I deal with it. But I prefer my men to have hair down there. I'm sorry. I need a bush, honey. I need to see the bush. You know what I'm saying? I need you to be a man. I don't want you to look like no little boy. I'm not into pedophilia. Child, I like a good bush. Good old nasty bush. Child, listen. I think everybody, and I don't see how women do it, but I think every male. I don't know. Oh, somebody knocking at my door, and I ain't got time to get up and answer the door. I ain't expecting no company. People who need to come to my door already got keys, honey. Let me see what y'all typing. Sasquatch Bush. Let me look. See out the window. Y'all hold on. Child, I don't know who this random white man is at my door, but I ain't fucking friendly. So you're not coming in my house? Child, I ain't expecting company. We don't do white people. We do not do white people. Anyway, what I miss, y'all? Okay, they knocking like they the police. I looked at my peephole. Who is you? We don't do that. Child, we don't answer weird white people. You ain't got no package. I ain't expecting nobody. You'll call me. You will call me. You will call me if you have a question. So, baby shark, do. So, I don't know what that is, who that is, or where they come from. So, child, we ain't doing it. Not around these parts, honey. We're not doing that around these parts. Y'all. So, um, so anyway, where am I at? Where I'm at? Um, my own mother knew to me the 3 times. Now you got one more time to knock on my door, and I am gonna call the police. Don't knock on my door like that. Do not knock on my. You got one more time, and I will call them. No, you are. So I don't know who these people are. Find them somebody to play with. Anyway, Jehovah's Witness. Girl, you stupid. Girl, you dumb. Jay Bodine. Witch Hazel soaks black. Come on, Witch Hazels. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to end this live anyway because I need to go deal with whoever this is at my door because I don't know what these people got going on, but we about to handle it. Girl, I've had a great time with y'all. We've had a good time. Um, um, I will see y'all later. Because I gotta go figure out who this is at my door and why they knocking at my door so hard. So, um, I will catch y'all later. We had a great time. Like always, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Shots out. We'll be probably back on tomorrow. And we'll be good. All right, people.